here for you. I'm here whenever you need me. Not saying I'm a... And this is the beauty of it. The fact that I'm not a psychologist, I'm just, you know, an average bloke. You don't know me, I don't know you, and I feel like that's the beauty of it. What can really help and help people when it comes to listening to this sort of stuff is the fact that it's that level of anonymity or whatever that you don't know, I don't know what your face looks like and stuff like that. Oh, okay, I get it. Hang on. I'm gonna go to bed in Minecraft, and then I'm gonna talk to you about it, okay, buddy? Let's have a look. I have to deal with two of my best friends having to fight over over 2 months now, and I'm always the one who has to fix it, and it gets very disappointed. And it gets very disappointing for me, and I'm getting hate for being me. It's very disappointing for me, and I'm getting hate for being me. Okay, I know where you're coming from. Okay. Now, I had the same problem with my parents. When I was a kid, my parents would... Sorry, my parents would argue, and they'd argue, and they'd argue. This is after they were divorced. And they would argue, and they would argue, and argue, and they just wouldn't stop. And it seems like... And I was the one who was in the middle of it. Like the middleman, I guess you feel like, don't you? You feel like the middleman in all of it. So... And I'm still having to deal with this between my parents. Now, when you're the middleman, I personally think the best thing that you can do is just trying to avoid it. I'll give you an example. My parents, they would talk shit to each other, basically. They would talk mad shit, and they would just get so angry, so much. And they'd say, "Hey Sean, will you blah blah blah, your mum is this, your mum is that, your mum is this," trying to sway me onto their side. And I didn't know what I'd do for years and years and years and years. Still up to this day, I still don't know what to do when it comes to it. And it's hard. I know it's one of the hardest things because it's mind games. It's not hurting you physically. It's you having to wake up every morning and make these decisions that you never wanted to make. And you get in trouble for the smallest things. Like you sit with one of your friends, and your other friend says, "Why'd you sit with him? Are you siding with him all of a sudden? Or are you not friends with me anymore?" And you have to go through all this, and it's painful. Not only for you, but for your mind and for your soul, really. And they try and manipulate you, and they try and do anything in their power to try and make you feel bad, or try and make you on their side. They will do anything in their power. But your job, the one thing you can do, this is with a grain of salt, because I know it's going to be very difficult for you, Bernice. Be nice. Sorry, Bernice. It's going to be so difficult, but the one thing you have to try and do is get away from that. Put music on when they're arguing. When they're arguing, go for a walk. Go to your canteen. If it's outside of school, if they're messaging you, just leave them on scene. Or sometimes the best thing to do.
Yes, well...
Yeah, sometimes the best thing to do is just to confront them and be like, "Guys,
I don't have any modeling programs to do the...
I don't
just write them in code.
I don't want to do this anymore. You guys need to make up or something, or not get me involved. You need to be up. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I had to do it with my parents. It is the hardest thing you could ever do, is confront them, because you love them. You know, they're your friends. You love them. You'd do anything for them. You know. But you have to speak your mind. You have to say, guys, you guys need to sort something out, otherwise you guys can't be my friend anymore. Or not necessarily that large, but it's to the point where you just need to get yourself away from that, because it is hell. I know your mind will hurt really bad afterwards. The best thing that you can do is just go. Is just try and get as far away from that as you possibly fucking can. And it sucks. I know it does. But those are the tips that I can try and give you. And I know, dude, I know exactly how you feel. Trust me, I know exactly how you feel. And you might be listening to me right now and be like, oh, this guy is talking utter nonsense, you know. It's way harder to do it than as just saying, guys, stop. You know, it's way harder, and I know that. I know, and I'm sorry. I had the exact same advice given to me, and it was the hardest pill to swallow for me to just... Because some people just don't get it. And it's hard, I know. But the best advice I can give you, buddy, is that you just need to stay away from it all. Just need to stay away from it, buddy. Like I said, music, or just confront them, or...
Debugging runtime, very good.
The worst thing that you can do is keep it inside. You have to get it out somehow. If that's by talking to me, I don't care. If that's by if that's by going on a jog, you have to get it out.
Yeah, I can do anything. We can make arrows explode when they hit the ground instead.
Yeah. It's probably your best bet.